My name is David. I am 17 years old. I want to tell you my story. It is not a happy story. It is about my family. It is about my father. And it is about how everything slowly changed in my life. When I was very young, my life was simple. My mom was kind and soft. She smiled a lot. I remember her voice. I remember her hands. But she got very sick. One day, she did not come back. I was only 4 years old. I did not understand death. I only knew that she was gone. I felt empty. I felt lost. After my mom died, it was just me and my dad. My dad tried his best. He worked hard, but he also spent time with me. We watched movies together. We ate dinner together. Sometimes we went to the park. Those moments were small, but they were special. I felt close to him. I felt safe with him. I thought it would always be like that. But things started to change when I was 8 years old. My dad met a woman named Sarah. At first, I did not think much about it. She came to visit sometimes. She smiled at me. She tried to talk to me. I was quiet. I did not know how to feel. Then one day, my dad sat next to me and said something important. He told me Sarah and her daughter, Lily, would move into our house. I remember that moment very clearly. I felt confused. I felt nervous. I did not say anything. I just looked at him. Lily was only 5 years old at that time. She was loud and full of energy. She liked to talk a lot. She followed my dad everywhere. Very quickly, she started calling him Dad. That word hurt me. It hurt me a lot. I did not say it out loud, but inside, I felt angry. I thought, he is my dad, not yours. After they moved in, everything changed. My dad told me we needed to be a real family. He said we should do things together. He said I should give them a chance. I tried to listen, but it was hard. Very hard. Before, it was just me and him. Now it was always the 4 of us. If I wanted to spend time with my dad, Lily wanted to come too, and my dad always said yes. Always. He never said no to her, not even once. If I said I wanted to watch a movie with him, Lily would say she wanted to watch something else. Then my dad would change the movie. If I wanted to go to the park, Lily would say she wanted to go somewhere else. Then we would go where she wanted. It happened again and again. I felt pushed away. I felt invisible. I tried to talk to my dad. I told him I wanted time with just him, just us, like before. He looked at me and said I needed to be more open. He said I was being unfair. That made me feel worse. I was not trying to be unfair. I just missed him. I just missed our time. Lily also wanted to be close to me. She followed me around the house. She asked me to play with her. She asked me to sit with her. But I did not want that. I did not want a new sister. I did not ask for a new family. I felt angry when she smiled at me. I felt angry when she called my dad, Dad. Sometimes I even tried to ask her for space. I told her, please just let me be with him alone. But she would shake her head and say, I don't want to be left out. That sentence made me more upset. I felt trapped. I felt like I could not escape. My dad started to notice my behavior. He did not like it. He told me I was being rude. He told me I should be kinder. When I stayed quiet, he said I had a bad attitude. When I walked away, he said I was disrespectful. After some time, he sent me to therapy. He said I needed help. I sat in a small room with a stranger and tried to talk, but I did not know how to explain my feelings. I felt angry. I felt sad. I felt confused. Everything was mixed together. Later, my dad brought a family therapist. We all sat together in a room. Me, my dad, Sarah, and Lily. They talked about love and family and connection, but I did not feel those things. I only felt distance. I only felt pain. Then came the wedding. My dad and Sarah were going to get married. They were very happy. Everyone was excited. But I was not. I did not want to go. I did not want to smile. I did not want to pretend. They asked me to do something at the wedding. They wanted me to dance with Lily. They said it would be cute and special. I said no. I said no many times. But they kept asking. They kept pushing. On the day of the wedding, I stood there and watched. I did not dance. I did not smile. Lily looked sad. My dad looked angry. After the wedding, we had a big fight, a very big fight. Voices were loud, feelings were hurt. That night, I went to my room and closed the door. I sat on my bed and stared at the wall. I felt alone. I felt very alone. Even in a full house, I felt alone. From that point, things became worse, not better, never better. I started to spend less time at home. I visited my grandparents more. I stayed with my uncle sometimes. Those places felt quiet. Those places felt safe. At home, everything felt heavy. Every small thing became a problem. Every small talk became an argument. I did not feel like I belonged there anymore. And deep inside, I started to change. Slowly, quietly, I became someone else. Someone more angry, someone more cold. I did not like that feeling, but I could not stop it. I missed my old life. I missed my mom. I missed my dad. Just him. Just us. But that life was gone, and I knew it. Life at home did not get better after the wedding. It became more tense. It became more heavy. Every day felt the same. I woke up, went to school, came back, and tried to stay in my room. My room became my only safe place. It was quiet. It was mine. But even in my room, I could hear them. I could hear laughter from the living room. I could hear Lily talking loudly. I could hear my dad calling her sweetheart. That word again. It always made my chest feel tight. I did not understand why, but it hurt. It hurt every time. Sometimes I tried to ignore it. I told myself, it's okay. It's nothing. But it was not nothing. It was something. It was everything. One evening, I asked my dad if we could go out for dinner, just the two of us. I was nervous when I asked. My voice was quiet. I did not want to fight. I just wanted a small moment. He looked at me and smiled a little. He said, "That sounds nice." For a second, I felt happy. I felt hope. Maybe things could change. Maybe we could fix something. But then Lily walked into the room. She asked, "Where are you going?" My dad told her about the dinner. She looked sad right away. She said, "Can I come too? I don't want to stay home." I watched my dad's face. I already knew what he would say. I knew it before he opened his mouth. "Of course you can come," he said. And just like that, the small hope I had disappeared. It was gone. I felt tired. I felt very tired. At the restaurant, I did not talk much. Lily talked a lot. She laughed. She told stories. My dad listened to her and smiled. I sat there quietly. I looked at my food. I felt invisible again. When we got home, my dad told me I should try harder. He said, "She just wants to be part of the family." I did not answer. I did not want to fight, but inside, I was screaming. Days passed. Weeks passed. Nothing changed. If anything, it got worse. Lily wanted to do everything together. Watch TV together, eat together, go out together. She was always there, always. I started to avoid them more. I stayed longer at school. I walked around the neighborhood. I visited my grandparents often. My grandma would cook for me. She would ask, "Are you okay?" I always said, "Yes." But it was not true. It was never true. At home, my dad and Sarah started to talk to me more seriously. They said I was being cold. They said I was pushing the family away. They said I needed to change. One night, Sarah sat next to me and said something that made me very angry. She said, "You know, you could try to see me as your mom. Lily accepts your dad as her dad. You can do the same." I looked at her. I felt heat in my chest. I felt anger rising. I said, "You are not my mom." My voice was not loud, but it was sharp. "And you never will be." The room became quiet. Very quiet. My dad's face changed. He looked angry. Very angry. He stood up and said, "That's enough, David. You will not talk like that." But I could not stop. I had too many feelings inside. Too many words. "You care more about them than me," I said. "You always choose her. You always choose them." "That is not true," he said quickly. "Yes, it is," I said. "You picked them over me." That made him even more angry. He said something I will never forget. He said, "They are my family too. Lily is my daughter, just like you are my son." Those words hit me hard, very hard. I felt like something broke inside me. "No," I said quietly. "She is not your daughter. I am your son." He shook his head. "You are both my children." I did not agree. I could not agree. In my heart, it did not feel right. It did not feel fair. After that night, things changed again. But not in a good way. My dad started to punish me more. If I stayed in my room, he told me to come out. If I did not join family time, he got angry. If I spoke coldly, he said I was disrespectful. But I did not change. I could not change. I felt stuck. I felt like no one understood me. Lily also started to act differently. She looked sad when I ignored her. Sometimes she cried. Sometimes she asked me, "Why don't you like me?" I never answered her. I just walked away. I knew it hurt her. I knew it. But I did not stop. I did not care anymore. Or maybe I cared too much and I did not know what to do. Even when I tried to be calm, something always went wrong. Plans always changed. If my dad promised me something, it would change because of Lily. If she did not like something, we would not do it. If she wanted something else, we would follow her. It happened again and again. I felt like I was not important. I felt like my voice did not matter. So I stopped trying. I stopped asking. I stopped hoping. I started to build a wall around myself, a quiet wall, a strong wall. I did not let them in. Not my dad. Not Sarah. Not Lily. And slowly, I became more distant, more quiet, more cold. Sometimes late at night, I thought about my mom. I tried to remember her face, her voice. I missed her so much. I wondered what she would say if she saw me now, if she saw our family now. I felt alone again, just like when I was 4 years old. But this time, I understood everything, and that made it worse. Time passed, and our house became even more crowded. One day, my dad told me something new. Sarah was pregnant. They were going to have a baby. When I heard the news, I did not feel happy. I did not feel excited. I felt nothing. Just nothing. My dad looked at me, waiting for a reaction. I just said, "Okay," and walked away. Inside, I felt strange. I thought, another child? Another person? I already felt invisible. I already felt left out. Now it would be worse. Much worse. When the baby was born, everything in the house changed again. There was crying at night. There were baby toys everywhere. Sarah was always busy. My dad was always tired. And Lily was very excited. She wanted to help all the time. She smiled a lot. She laughed a lot. But I stayed away. I did not go near the baby. I did not hold him. I did not play with him. My dad tried to push me. "Come meet your little brother," he said one day. I stood at the door and looked. The baby was small. He was sleeping. Everyone looked happy. But I felt nothing. I just said, "I'm busy," and left. My dad did not like that, not at all. After that, he started asking me to help more. He asked me to watch the baby. He asked me to stay home when they needed to go out. He asked me to do small things, then bigger things. At first, I said no quietly. Then I started saying no more clearly. "No, I don't want to," I said. "You are part of this family," he replied. "You should help." But I did not feel like part of the family. I did not feel connected. So I said no again. No. That word became very common in my life. I said it again and again. One day, he asked me to babysit for a few hours. He and Sarah wanted to go out. I looked at him and said something I had been thinking for a long time. "Ask Lily," I said. He frowned. "She's too young." I shrugged. Not my problem. From that day, I kept saying the same thing. "Ask your daughter." At first, I said it calmly, but slowly my voice changed. It became cold. It became sharp. "Ask your precious daughter," I said one time. He looked shocked. Sarah looked angry. Lily looked hurt. But I did not stop. Every time he asked me for help, I said the same words. "Ask your precious daughter." It became a habit, a bad habit, but I did not care. Inside, I felt a mix of things, anger, pain, sadness. But I hid it. I covered it with cold words. My dad tried to talk to me many times. "Why are you like this?" he asked. I did not answer. "Why are you so angry?" he asked again. Still, I stayed quiet, because I did not know how to explain it. Or maybe I did, but I knew he would not listen. He never really listened before. One Friday night, everything came to a head. My dad came into my room. He looked serious. "We have a wedding to go to tomorrow," he said. "You need to stay home and watch the baby." I was sitting on my bed. I did not look at him. "No," I said. His voice became stronger. "This is not a choice. You will do it." I stood up slowly. My heart was beating fast. I felt anger rising again. "I said no," I repeated. He stepped closer. "Stop acting like this. You need to help your family." I laughed a little. It was not a happy laugh. It was empty. Family, I said. This is not my family. That made him very angry. You are part of this family whether you like it or not, he said. I shook my head. No, you made your choice a long time ago. He looked confused. What do you mean? I looked straight at him. For the first time in a long time, I did not look away. You chose them, I said. You chose her. You chose Lily. You never chose me. He opened his mouth, but I did not stop. You always picked her, I continued. Every time. Every single time. That's not true, he said again. But I was done listening. I don't owe you anything, I said. So don't ask me to babysit. Ask your precious daughter. The room became silent. Very silent. His face turned red. He was angry. Very angry. You are being disrespectful, he said. I don't care, I replied. He tried to punish me. He said I could not go out. He said I could not use my phone. But I did not care about that either. I'm going to work tomorrow, I said. You can't stop me. He looked at me like he did not know me anymore. What happened to you? He asked quietly. Why are you so full of hate? That question stayed in the air. It was heavy. It was real. For a moment, I felt something, a small crack in my wall, but then I closed it again. You want to know what happened? I said slowly. Look at your choices. Look at everything you did. He did not answer. We just stood there. Two people in the same room, but very far from each other. That night, I did not sleep well. I kept thinking. I kept remembering. All the small moments. All the times I felt left out. All the times I felt second. I felt tired. So tired. And I knew something important. Things were not going to get better. Not like this. Not anymore. The next day felt heavy. Very heavy. I woke up early, but my body felt slow. My head hurt. My heart felt tired. I lay in bed and stared at the ceiling. I thought about everything from the night before. The words, the anger, the silence. I did not want to go downstairs. I did not want to see anyone. But I had to get ready for work. I needed money. I needed space. Work was the only place where I felt normal. No family problems, no fights, just simple tasks, simple people. When I walked into the kitchen, my dad and Sarah were there. The baby was crying softly. Lily was sitting at the table. No one spoke at first. The air felt cold, not normal cold, a quiet, uncomfortable cold. My dad looked at me. Are you staying? He asked. I shook my head. No, I'm going to work. His jaw tightened. He was angry again. I could see it in his eyes. We talked about this, he said. No, I replied. You talked. I said no. Sarah sighed loudly. She looked tired. You can't keep doing this, she said. You are hurting everyone. I looked at her. I didn't start this. That made her upset. Stop blaming others, she said. You need to take responsibility. I almost laughed again, but I stopped myself. I did not want another big fight. Not in the morning. Not again. Lily looked at me. Her eyes were red. Maybe she cried. Maybe because of me. She spoke in a small voice. "Why do you say that?" she asked. "Why do you call me that?" I knew what she meant. Precious daughter. Those words, sharp words, cold words. I looked away. For a second, I felt something, a small pain, a small guilt. But it passed quickly. "Because it's true," I said. She looked down. She did not speak again. My dad stepped closer to me. "You will stop saying that," he said firmly. I shook my head. "No." "Then you will face consequences," he said. "I don't care," I answered. And I meant it. I really did. Punishment did not scare me anymore. Nothing at home scared me. I already felt alone. What more could they take from me? I grabbed my bag and walked to the door. No one stopped me. No one followed me. I stepped outside and closed the door behind me. The air outside felt different. It felt free. I took a deep breath, a long breath. I felt a little lighter. At work, I tried to focus. I cleaned. I carried boxes. I talked to coworkers. They asked simple questions. "How are you?" I said. "I'm fine." It was easier to lie there. But my mind kept going back home, back to my dad's face, back to Lily's eyes, back to that question. "What happened to you?" I did not want to think about it, but I could not stop. When my shift ended, I did not go home right away. I went to my grandparents' house. My grandma opened the door and smiled. A soft, warm smile. "You look tired," she said. "I am," I answered. She let me in. She gave me food, warm food, simple food. I sat at the table and ate slowly. I felt calm there, safe, like before. After dinner, my grandpa sat next to me. He did not talk much. He just looked at me and said, "You don't have to carry everything alone." That sentence stayed with me. It was simple, but it felt deep. That night, I stayed there. I slept in a quiet room. No crying, no fighting, just silence. In the dark, I started to think again. But this time, my thoughts were different. I thought about my mom. I thought about my dad. I thought about the past, the good times, the small moments. Then I thought about now. I asked myself a hard question. Am I only a victim? I did not like that question. It felt uncomfortable. But I kept thinking, yes, my dad changed. Yes, he made choices that hurt me. Yes, I felt replaced. I felt ignored. All of that was real. But I also saw something else. I saw how I changed too. I saw my anger. I saw my cold words. I saw how I hurt Lily, a little girl who only wanted to belong, a girl who did not understand my pain. I closed my eyes. I felt something I did not feel for a long time. Not anger, not sadness. Something softer, something quiet, maybe regret. The next morning, I woke up early again. I sat on the bed and thought for a long time. I knew one thing. Nothing would change if I kept doing the same thing. Fighting, ignoring, hurting. It was not working. So I made a small decision, not a big one, just a small step. I would talk, just talk, not shout, not blame, just speak. Later that day, I went back home. My heart was beating fast. I felt nervous, very nervous. When I opened the door, the house was quiet. My dad was in the living room. He looked up at me. We stayed silent for a few seconds. "I want to talk," I said. He looked surprised, but he nodded. We sat down. Not too close, not too far. I took a deep breath. "I'm still angry," I said. "I still feel hurt." He listened. He did not interrupt. "But I don't want to feel like this forever," I added. He nodded slowly. His eyes looked softer. "I made mistakes," he said quietly. "I thought I was building a bigger family, but I didn't see how much I was losing you." Those words hit me, but this time, not like before. This time, they felt honest. We talked for a long time. Not everything was fixed. Not everything was perfect. But it was a start. A small start. And sometimes a small start is enough. Moral lesson: family problems do not come from one side only. Pain can grow when people stop listening. Anger can grow when people feel unseen. But healing can start with one small step, one honest talk, one moment of understanding.